Welcome to 5 decks that are good for inner child work. Each of these decks represent 5 important aspects of inner child work. The last couple of years I've been doing a lot of inner child work, and each of these decks represents an aspect of that work. So it's not like a complete list. Other people working with their inner child might have some different ideas about what was important to them. These are the themes that I've been working with very closely. Deck number 1, the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. This oracle is not in its original back. It is made by Miss Kelly Bear, and I'll put a link to her Etsy shop in the description. This is one of the first oracles that I have ever got. This is by the Deviant Moon, Patrick Valenza, and I edged it in black. This is the pocket size. The Mildred Payne Pocket Oracle represents story and wonderment and imagination. I just love it, and I think that the sense of wonderment and story is important to keep in mind and hold on to. I have a walkthrough in my channel, a full walkthrough, so if you want to see. I think that even though it's a titch on like the scary side, it's got this very, especially in the size of the cards, a cute, whimsical quality to it. And I think this really can speak to your inner child. The images are simple and fun, and it's not a dark deck, whatever it may seem on the outside. It's also about a young girl. This really spoke to me, and I loved the story behind it, of just a girl making this in an insane asylum and carrying around her pocket, and it's very just magical and mysterious, and I think that just really spoke to my inner child. And it was really funny because when I first ordered this deck, I was not home. I was at my parents', and I thought, oh, I'll just have them ship it to my house, and I was like, then I just could not wait for it. So I had them ship it to my parents, and instead, so it was totally worth it, and I just love it. It has my sense of imagination, my sense of wonder, and I think it's a really good deck. The Catland Oracle. I feel like the Catland Oracle is a great deck that makes you feel safe to express your feelings and your thoughts. The art is very much for the child, but the guidebook is written very much for the adult in you. I like the Secret Pocket Oracle because the cards are small, while I like the cards here because they're so huge. And I think that they're really playful, they're really colorful, and they're just really fun to look at. The cats are often grumpy, and I love that. And I think that would be really, really good for like a young child, or even like a teenager. I feel like this is a very safe deck. There's all kinds of things to look at in the cards, all kinds of things that are going on. So I think that's really, really good for a child. And, because I know when I was a kid, I'd love those, like, hidden things pictures and everything. And this just sort of reminds me of that. You can just, like, look at them and be like, wow, there's a bird, and then there's a nest, and there's a star, and just... it just seems to keep going and going and going. I think this just speaks to a childlike playfulness. that speaks to at least my inner child, and I think it would be a good deck for other people's inner child, although I can't speak for them. Alright, so that is the Catland Oracle. The Oracle of the Strange Forest. The Oracle of the Strands Forest captures this idea of wonderment, of play. It also, imagination. It's colorful, it's cute, and I really think that that speaks to your inner child. It's got animals, which is really cool. It also has like mythical creatures in it, so they have the Mothman. We've got Sasquatch. There's also like an alien in here. Cute, colorful, a little like funky and mysterious. So there's like an eye in the skunk. And I think that this deck is good for your inner child. And I just love it. And I do have a full walkthrough on my channel, so you can check that out. It's a beautiful deck. The cardstock is beautifully matte. Definitely cards to capture your imagination. Field Guide to Garden Dragons. This is pretty awesome. Super cute mass market deck. Big, thick, chunky guidebook, like a guidebook, like a field guide. Like it has habitat, appearance. It has field notes in it, so just like you're like trying to observe dragons in the wild. The Field Guide to Garden Dragons takes this everyday objects and transforms them into like mystical dragons, which is really, really cool. It has this wonderful, I think all of these decks have this wonderful combination of bringing like the fantastic and mixing it with the everyday. And I think that that has been important to my inner child work, in connecting with my inner child. Not only does it talk about fruits and vegetables, which is fun, it brings in dragons, which is also cool. And I feel like I really connect with dragons very much, and through my journey, I feel like I've got a spirit animal dragon. I had a big like dragon necklace. It was dragon eye that I wore for a really long time. The White Fox Oracle. Okay, so this is the White Fox Oracle. This is also a Kickstarter tuck box, not my favorite. I have a full walkthrough as well on my channel. I believe you can still get this on their website, and I will post it up. Again, I love these cards. They're matte. They're edged in this beautiful matte greeny color. So, you cannot have an inner child deck without a unicorn. It's the rule. This is one of the cards that grabbed me and said, yes, please get me. It's got, like, everyday objects in it. Like this video game here. So, and video games, for me, are all about your inner child. I feel like it expresses the idea of play very much. It has everyday objects, but it also has these more like whimsical objects, whimsical ideas mixed in, which I think really, I feel like it really captures this idea of when you grow up, you know, when you're a child, you have all these worlds that you dive into, and you also have things like teacups and, you know, like, I don't know, flower pots and some other things that are in the deck. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any decks that you work with for your inner child, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And join us for part 2, which will be tarot decks for that are good for inner child work. So I hope you guys have a good day. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't. And also, just a quick note, I have a podcast called Stories from the Earth, where we talk about people's connections to nature, the outside world, things like that. Link will be in the description. Please check it out. Okay, thank you. Bye.